Yeah, we're just getting ready to start the clocks here as Gus Chapman, the match referee, prepares to throw the ball in. He's having a little count of the bodies, and it's going to be a quick start here in just a couple of minutes, as I think we might see another bit of a shower. It seems to be a bit of a trend now. We just wet the pitch for the half-time break as there's a big congregation of players around the middle of the field. Chapman throws the ball in, and we are underway here for the second half. Clooney, as Kevin mentioned, lead by 2 points. What is going to be the winner? Who's going to win this? Clooney, of course, the defending champions. Good work there from Brendan Delaney. Sends it in long, down towards...
Enda Morton is in the game.
We have a couple of substitutions. We'll bring you the details very, very soon. Enda Morton, the tall figure of Enda Morton. He likes to run at backs. He's a pacey athlete. And he has won himself a free down there on the 21-metre line, just halfway between the posts and the sideline. It's going to be Clement Caniff to add to the score here for
I think
himself.
Enda Morton has replaced James McNabola.
Enda Morton replaces Ibra Fitte, James McNabola, and Ibra Fitte shot. Thomas McNabola replaces Ibra shot
Clement Caniff there drives that over the bar, and it puts one between the sides at the start of the second half here in Abbott Money, Park Sean McDermott and Carrick-on-Shannon. It's a kind of a wet enough day now. The heavens have just opened again with another shower. It will clear up again. There's blue skies rolling across ahead of us, but it's one of those mixed kind of weather days as Cian Mallon comes away with the ball, finds a teammate in the shape of Conor Hackett, who seems to get an arm around the neck, and it's going to be a free at halfway. Mallon is going to stand over it as Clement Caniff is judging the distance and trots over maybe to have a strike to level matters here.
Yeah, Tom McNabola, brother of James, has come in. Good little hurler, first year out of underage. It's great to see these younger lads coming through, the likes of Tom McNabola and guys like that. So Clement with the long range free from about 65 metres out.
It's going to drop short, and it's going to come to Colin Morton. Colin Morton can't quite get possession on it. He does it the second attempt, I think, gets it up into his hands, but it's going to be a bit of a scramble in there in the penalty box for Clooney. Morton does get an effort on it, but it's kind of come off the side of his hurl and gone well wide in the end, and that's a let-off maybe for Manorhamilton.
Cian French.
So the substitution there, I think, as you might have heard Kevin mention, the substitution, Thomas McNabola has replaced Cian French on the Carrick side. So two changes at half-time for the side who went in 2 points down. They're now only a single point behind their opponents here, Clooney, as Patrick Clerkin goes over to win that, but dallies a little bit and gets caught by...
Yeah, you can see the effect of the wind there. I know the wind is getting stronger with the shower of rain, but that puck out from Peter Poignard landed about 25-30 metres out from the Carrick goals, which was, you know, a huge distance of a puck out.
And it's going to be free on the far side of the field. Clement Caniff inside his own 65-metre line. We've seen Conor Byrne score from Carrick in the opening exchanges of the first half from a similar range or even further out. Can Caniff make this?
This is a huge one. It's inside his own 65. I don't think it's feasible for a score. But
well, he's gone short. He thinks that too, and it's gone over here, and it's on the near side. Enda Morton. But he's fumbled the ball, and it's going to come to a bit of a scramble just on the 45-metre line as his extra body's coming in, but it's going to be Caniff comes back, takes a step back, makes space for himself, puts it in there towards Morton, but it's over the top of Morton into Peter Poignard. He's had a good game so far, finds a teammate out there on the far side, and it's going to be Declan Ryan, who's a first half substitute, came into the game, and now he finds Martin Feeney. Feeney much deeper now than he was in the first half, plays the ball down into the corner, and now a bit of space and time for a shot from Clooney, and it's going to be Dylan McDermott, but that's gone to the left and wide, and ref has blown the whistle. I don't think he's too bothered about the little coming together in on the sideline there as we see Gareth Phelan enter the fray for the first time. Phelan going in to give attention to his corner forward. That looks like Alan McSharry is just struggling a little bit. He's back to his feet now, but that long run for Gareth Phelan, he was a goalkeeper, he didn't have to do too much of that kind of running in his day.
No, good fit man though, in great shape all the time.
Play does continue down the far end of the field, and it's going to be Carrick who are trying to defend down there.
Clement puts it back into the danger area again, but again the Carrick full forward line, the ball isn't sticking in there.
We've seen that all day now, but they have been dominant in terms of possession. It's going to be Carrick again who come away with that, but someone needs to take control of this game in the middle, because it's a lot of these kind of scrappy encounters. That's going to be Delaney, but he can't get the ball up. Just struggling to get the ball up without a hurl now, and it's going to be a foul on the Clooney man, and it's Conor O'Hagan, who did start the game despite wearing 20, and O'Hagan now with the opportunity to clear the lines, and it'll be Gavin O'Hagan. I presume they're brothers.
I think they are, yeah. But
no, they're not. Well, I've been widely informed.
Sorry.
The PRO Leitrim County Board has informed us that they're actually cousins, not brothers. But
conditions aren't that easy out there now. I know the pitch looks okay from where we are, but I walked it earlier now. It's pretty sticky, and when the ball hits the ground, it's not going to hop very much, and it's not going to come up too handy either. So that's why there's a few more melees beginning to develop as the game goes on.
Yeah, these players might know each other really well over the years, but there's not much love lost between them either. As I think it's Conor Byrne there and Martin Feeney.
Cian Mallon and Martin Feeney.
Cian Mallon and Martin Feeney, just well used to each other's company, intermediate football grades in the county, but playing hurling with each other with Leitrim over the years. But it's referee just having a little chat. He definitely hasn't forgotten the cards today. I think we might see them for the first time today.
Yeah, I think he's right to take action, because once this niggling starts, it can develop into worse, so he's right to take action, nip it in the bud. Yeah, so it's 2 yellows.
A yellow card for each of the two.
Yeah,
absolutely. We might run through the teams very quickly for you here as well. We start with Clooney and Amont. Peter Poignard in goals, Patrick Clerkin, Kevin Clerkin and Mark McHugh across the full back line. Martin Feeney, Aaron McDermott, Niall McLaughlin, as they're numbered, won't line out like that. Declan Ryan did replace Ethan Clancy, who started the game, while Conor O'Hagan also comes in for Sean Markham, who was named in the starting 15. That's gone to the left and wide. We'll continue with the teams. James Rooney, Pierce Dolan, Dylan McDermott and Alan McSharry, Gavin O'Hagan and Fergal Rooney complete the lineup for Clooney. We'll go through Carrick hurling with you in just a moment or two, but that's well won there by Clooney, but it's going to come to Carrick hurlers hurl, and it has run straight into cover there. But Mallon now looking for possession himself, and Martin Feeney. They've just been booked for having a little bit of a chat together, but that's dropped nicely down into Clooney in hands, but can't quite gather that first attempt. Comes back here. Good work there from Aaron McDermott, and that's great work from the experienced hurler, but he's dropped the ball unfortunately, and it's going to be Carrick who benefit from that, but they can't just get the ball up. Here we now see Conor O'Hagan come away with the ball, looking for options, gets blocked down but does get it away to Martin Feeney. Feeney under pressure from Mallon gets the ball away, and it's going to be inside to Dylan McDermott. McDermott away again, drops the ball, breaks back to Mallon, can't get the ball up, does so at the second attempt, gets away from Feeney. He's got people inside him, lovely ball, but he's overhit that. It's going to be to his teammate in midfield, Brendan Delaney. Delaney under pressure from great piece of work there from Pierce Dolan and Aaron McDermott to dispossess him, and it's going to be Dolan who gets that ball down the field. That's a long effort. It's going to drop in around Lorcan. Donlan's goal, but it's gone to the right and wide, and Dolan has the power but just not quite the accuracy on that occasion.
Yeah.
We're seeing the game descend into a little bit of a scrappy encounter between these two sides, Kevin.
It is, yeah, and like Clooney are sort of making the same mistakes that Carrick made in the first half, driving long balls in with the aid of the wind and nothing coming off them. But one thing I noticed there from the Gavin O'Hagan free, he was between his own 45 and his own 65, and he drove the free in. It went wide, but he had miles of distance, but he just didn't have the accuracy. So like free taking will be important today.
Yeah, that's a good piece of skill there from Mark McHugh for Clooney. And he finds Declan Ryan, who gets fouled, or actually in fact has overcarried the ball. It's going to be a free for Carrick. Declan Ryan just a bit petulant there, and Gus Chapman has decided to move it forward 13 metres, and I think we've seen a fairly solid performance from the referee today.
Like I said at the beginning, he's a very sensible referee, very common sense is Gus's way of doing things. He's a very good communicator as well. He chats to the lads, explains why he's doing things, and that helps players really. Nothing frustrates a player more than not knowing what he did wrong.
Clemmaconiff from about 45-50 yards. That's a great strike, and the sides are once again level in this encounter in Abbott Money Park. Sean McDermott, we have Clooney 1 goal and 6 points, Carrick hurling 9 points. We're level. We have about 20 minutes left on the clock, just over 20 minutes left on the clock, as we see a substitution here for Carrick hurling, and it's Donald Morton who replaces Liam Phelan on this team. It's the 39th minute of the game, and Donald Morton comes in.
We have interesting. We have 3 Morton brothers on now in the full forward line. We have Enda full forward, We have Colin and now we have Donald. Their other brother, the fourth brother Liam, got married on Friday, so Liam not here today. But nice to see the Morton family all out today.
Yeah, Liam had an unfortunate injury earlier in the season playing football with Leitrim Gales and has missed the entire season for both Carrick Hurling and Leitrim Gales, but we'd expect to see him back again in the future, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a great ball down there from Carrick, but it's going to go straight to the hands of Clooney player, and that's James Rooney from distance, but it drops into Brendan Delaney. Has a little bit of space, makes a good run there for himself, finds a teammate down there in the shape of Conor Hackett, but he just gets a touch of the ball, but well robbed there by Pierce Dolan, and Pierce Dolan away now. He's going to draw attention to himself, but he's got Fergal Rooney in support. Rooney back outside here, but it's a loose pass from Rooney, and it's going to break, I would imagine, to the Clooney side. Conor O'Hagan gets the ball up and wins the foul in the process, and Mark McHugh goes to recover the ball, but I'd expect we'll see Gavin O'Hagan an effort from here, 65 on his own 65 metre line. Is a little bit too far for a score opportunity?
No, judging by his last three, I don't think so. Distance won't be a problem, whatever about accuracy. He drove the last one, it went wide as a fact, but it had yards to spare behind the goal, so I don't think distance is going to be a problem here. Just on that Carrick attack there, they seem to be having possession in the middle third, but struggling to hold on to it and carry it forward and put it into scoring positions.
Conor Hackett just a little bit of intimidation tactics, but maybe might put him off enough just to see the shot go wide. But Gavin O'Hagan fancies the chances from his own 65 metre line. Very central on the field, but then I suppose anywhere from 65, your own 65 is fairly central. It's a good long effort, but it looks to be going just to the right and wide, and as you said, that malaise that affected Carrick in the first half is now setting in a little bit. Manor now racking up that wide count.
Yeah, same sort of a trend in both teams actually, except that Carrick aren't as efficient in the scoring in this half against the wind. But a good bit to go yet, and one thing I noticed as well is that James Rooney is sort of playing the equivalent of Conor Byrne for Carrick. James Rooney for Clooney, he's playing the sweeper role and playing it very well as well, because he's a good reader of the game, can anticipate where the ball is going.
That's good work there from Pierce Dolan to create that opportunity. I think it was Fergal Rooney on the far side with that effort. Hit a great effort, and he's put his side 1 point to the good now. But great brave fighting there from Pierce Dolan. He really has the engine to get up and down the field, and it's what you'd expect from an inter-county footballer, but he has impressed. Of course, got that goal for Clooney in as well, and it could be the difference between the sides in 20 minutes or so when the trophy is going to be awarded for this year. And that's a good piece of work there from Patrick Clerk, and he's found a teammate who gets away from the Carrick. Kind of gets away, but gets smothered up, and the ref has been very consistent in his application of that rule. If you don't release the ball, you're going to lose the possession.
Yeah, and rightly so, because I think a lot of the times hurling referees let a lot of over carrying go, and that can lead to a lot of malaise and needless sort of crowding and stuff like that. So yeah, he's letting the game flow, but at the same time pulling for any over carrying. So an opportunity here for Clement for Carrick, just outside the 65 metre line, dead straight in front of the goals.
Unfortunately, the shot hasn't been dead straight. It's gone to the right and wide, and Kniff just holds his put arms on the hips for a moment.
Not a good day for Carrick free takers now. Shawnee missed a few in the first half. Shawnee Reardon, Clement has now missed a couple, so they need to get that right now between now and the end of the game.
And the conditions aren't great, but they're not bad either at the same time. The ball comes out here under the stand on the near side. It's going to be Gavin O'Hagan battling there with Conor Hackett trying to get possession. He finds teammate Fergal Rooney. That's going to be a free in for Clooney, and you expect an opportunity to double their lead here. They currently lead 1-7 to 9 points, a single point lead for the Manor Hamilton side. I say Manor Hamilton, but there are players from everywhere. Dromahair represented, also Achowillan. That's right now in the road beside Manor. I'm getting tapped on the shoulder here by the Manor PRO and Leitrim PRO Barbara Loughlin, who's not happy with my line of proceeding with the commentary, but
it's effectively...
We're just stating facts, Kevin.
It's just effectively nearly a north versus south Leitrim, really. And effectively.
And that is a good score there from someone who's genuinely from Manor, Gavin O'Hagan. Obviously, it's a small pool of players, and they have to pick one or the other. Now Willen not really near either. O'Hagan's done well there. Great effort. Has That's a great score from Gavin O'Hagan, and that's probably the first time in the game we've seen the crowd really get behind something. Lovely piece of individual skill, caught the ball and one step and just stuck it over the bar from 65 yards.
Yeah, great score, especially after getting the one earlier. It's literally 30 seconds later he sticks over another one. That's a huge score for Clooney, a huge score.
O'Hagan's won that kick out again, and a puck out, should I say, and it's going to be a bit of a melee here underneath this. O'Hagan comes away with the ball, a great ball across the far side, great vision to spot the run, but he's been taken out of it. That has to be a free, but the referee not interested. Player down on the line, but Conor Byrne says I'm taking this anyway and gets rid of it, but puts it straight down the throat of James Rooney. Rooney looking for options. He's overhit that one, but it's going to fall to Mike. Is it Conor O'Hagan?
Stopping for an injury.
Yeah, I think it was.
Some man ran into Conor Byrne there, and normally there's only one result when you run into Conor Byrne. But I think this is the widest gap so far. Clooney are going to goal ahead now. They're 3 points ahead. It's the biggest lead of any team yet so far today. And I think the writing is beginning to come on the wall unless something dramatic happens from the Carrick attack point of view. Nothing seems to be coming from their full forward line. Everything is going okay nearly up to the middle third. After that then things break down. Whereas Clooney much more efficient in their scoring. Gavin O'Hagan begins to come into it from play. He has been very accurate from frees already all day, so he's got 5 points already, one of those from play, and he seems to be coming into the game at the right time for Manor when they really need him. James Rooney is sweeping up very effectively in the half back line. Then you have Pierce Dolan winning ball around the middle of the field. So generally the Clooney's play is much more effective than Carrick's at the moment. Carrick have no pattern, no system going, no ball winners. So they need the leaders to stand up now. They need the big men to stand up now for the next 15 minutes. It's going to tell a tale.
Yeah, it looks like we might have a substitution. Although no, he's happy to continue at this point. We did someone warming up on the sideline, Cian McManus, but it won't be him coming into the fray just yet. Pierce Dolan now in possession on the far side, up against Shane Crowe. But he's dispossessed, but he's fouled in the process, and it's going to be a 13-metre free in there just inside the sideline. 21-metre free even. Of course, small little nuances between the hurling and football. We don't get a huge opportunity to commentate on hurling in this county, Kevin, of course.
No, not enough anyway. But I know a free in for Clooney at the moment now, and it's Gavin O'Hagan. With the way Gavin is playing, you should nearly pencil this one down as a given. But you never know. And again, I keep saying, from a Carrick point of view, that's worrying. If its lead stretches out to 4 points, it's a significant lead on a day like today in a game like this.
That's a powerful effort from O'Hagan, but he puts 4 points between the sides, and it's beginning to get a bit worrying for Carrick. That's 3 points unanswered from O'Hagan in the last few minutes to put that gap between the sides. It was tight up until O'Hagan went on a bit of a run.
Yeah, but I've been at county finals here before and played in county finals here when a team were losing by 3 or 4 points, and next thing ended up in a draw, went extra time and stuff like that. So nothing is a certainty even at this stage, but going by the trend of the game, Clooney are getting on top and are deserving of their 4 point lead at this stage.
Absolutely. It's because Chapman's going to throw the ball in here again, so he's got two players lined up beside each other, which means that's definitely not where he's going to put the ball. We're on to him now at this age. My money is he's just thrown randomly, launched the ball, but it's worked out. Play is underway again here, and it's a good piece of work, but it's going to be a free, I'd imagine, for Carrick hurling. He hasn't quite indicated what direction it's going. It is indeed Carrick hurling.
Gus is a bit like with me all here. You say he pretends to go left and goes right. So you say with his throw-ins, he pretends to throw it in straight and then throws it in left. But it's no harm to keep everybody guessing.
I quite like it though, because it's less opportunities to get the kind of a wallop from the hurlers. Two people go competing for it.
Yeah.
Standing.
This is it's a free now on the 65 metre line. On the Clooney 65, Clement Caniff with it. It's a very, very important strike.
And that looks good from this range. The umpire reaches for the flag. No conference required that time. We're back to a 3 point game, folks. It's 1-10 to Clooney and 10 points to Carrick hurling. And we have around 10 or 11 minutes left on the clock in the second half here, as it really, really hots up. And Adam O'Hagan has really gone into the game in the last 5 minutes, and he's been the difference between the two sides here. But it's going to be broken down there towards Cian Mallon. Cian Mallon gets out ahead of Dylan McDermott on the far side. Mallon now in possession down the line. He plays it in towards Donald Morton. Morton can't win the ball. It's going to be Mark McHugh who comes away with it. McHugh under pressure gets the ball away towards Pierce Dolan, but it's broken down by Mallon and ends up back in the hands of a teammate for Carrick there. It's
Shane Crowe.
Plays it long towards Colin Morton, but it's well won by the brother Enda Morton. Can't get the possession up. Mark McHugh again, and it's down here, played in right down the throat of Conor Byrne. He doesn't miss opportunities like that. Conor Byrne plays it in long. It's going to drop Colin Morton now, but it's seems to be, and it's well done there by McHugh. McHugh comes away with the ball. A good piece of work there as it broke free from that tussle between the full-back Kevin Clerkin and Colin Morton, and now it's Clooney on the attack again, but it's going to go out over the sideline for a sideline cut on the far side for Carrick, but that doesn't look good. Player down for Clooney.
Yeah, good ball in there from Conor Byrne is playing well. He's the only one really, himself and Clement, I would say, are the only ones showing a bit of leadership on the Carrick team today. He caught the ball there, drove it in direct into the full forward line, and just a symptom of the way things are going was 3 Clooney defenders against 1 Carrick forward there, and Clooney came out with the ball and cleared it. So just Carrick have to get that right. There has to be more support coming in to the full forward line, following up on breaks like that, because can't expect one man to sort of beat three opponents and put it in the net. So Carrick have to look at that. The next few minutes are going to be crucial in this game. The next 3 or 4 minutes are going to be crucial. Gavin
O'Brien is warming up here beneath us in front of the stand as looks to be a substitution for Carrick. And they'll take advantage of the break in play, and Gus Chapman has indicated the sub can happen. And we're just waiting to see who comes off. It's going to be number 10, Sean O'Riordan. He hasn't had the best of days by his own standards, Kevin. What can Gavin O'Brien bring that we haven't seen from Sean in the first 50 minutes?
Yeah, no, Sean is a good hurler. He's a good hurler. He's been playing well all year. Very committed player, really committed player. Unfortunately for him today, just things did not go right for him.
Another change here.
He'd be disappointed with that.
Another change for Clooney Lamont. Alan McSharry has been replaced by Cian McManus. So Alan McSharry makes way. Cian McManus comes into the fray. And it's a 3-point game here, folks, with about 8-9 minutes left, plus whatever the referee adds. We've had a couple of stoppages, so there might be a few minutes in this half. About 10 minutes, I'd imagine, 10 or 11 minutes total, including whatever the referee will add. But this is
Declan 9 coming out at it.
Yeah, and it's going to break for the Manor men again. And Clooney and Munch deemed to carry the ball out over the sideline. It's going to be a sideline ball for Carrick hurling on the far side. And that is Cian Mallon again.
Substitute there for Carrick is Gavin O'Brien. He plays football with Enniduff, and he's a Dublin native, but has been playing for Carrick for the last 4 or 5 years, and with Leitrim indeed as well. So we'll see what sort of energy he brings to the game.
And that's well picked out of the air by a Manor defender, and he plays down here towards Martin Feeney. Feeney gets it up in the second attempt, but bundled over, and the referee has given a free in, and again we're seeing handbag stuff just kind of in the aftermath of that, but it's going to be a fairly straightforward, I'd imagine, point here for Clooney based on how they've gone so far.
Yeah, pushing the back, the oldest one, pushing the back when the man going down on the ball, and there's a bit of experience from young Tom McNavola there. Tom, I don't think is that familiar with playing in a defensive role. He's more of a midfielder, half-forward type of role. And if I was involved with Carrick, I'd have him further out the field, because he's a good little ball player, good striker of the ball, very skillful little lad. And anyway, he's playing a defence. A bit of inexperience shown there. And Gavin O'Hagan delighted to take the free.
Yeah, we've got O'Hagan's been on fire for the last 10 minutes, and he's really been the difference in that tight level game to the one goal that separates them at the moment. It's 110 to Clooney, 10 points to Carrick hurling. We have around about 6 minutes left on the clock as O'Hagan stands over with 30 yards out from goal, and he has a nice strike, and it's going to go straight from the posts. And that is 4-point game between the two sides, 111 to 10 points here in favour of the North Leitrim, and the holders, of course, of this championship. Clooneen have really come on in the last decade or so, Kevin, where they're genuinely competing for championships year on year. The days in your era where Carrick just had to turn up to win senior championships, that doesn't exist anymore.
Well, I wouldn't say we didn't have to turn up. We always had to earn the wins, no matter who we were playing. But yeah, no, I take your point. Clooneen have put an awful lot of work in at underage, and that work is beginning to show at the moment. As well, to have a good smattering of players on the county panel as well. And
Pierce Dolan here, winning up to Pierce Dolan through on goal, and that's a fine piece of an unorthodox strike of the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, the ref has given a foul. Must be for overcarrying there, but it was a lovely piece of run and burst through the defence from Pierce Dolan, but unfortunately just overcarried the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to break down here towards Carrick, and that's a great piece of skill by Diarmuid Kelleher, who gets around, gets an effort in, but it's going to fall, and Colin Morton ends up on the back of Clerkin at full back. Can Carrick capitalise here? They need a goal. Ref has blown the whistle. It's going to be a free out, I think.
I think he's going to throw it in because there was no clear foul there that I could see. But
he's pointed towards the 21-metre line, and he's going to...
Yeah, but just to finish my point there on the development of hurling in Clooneen, they're playing a lot in Sligo leagues over the years, and the big advantage for Clooneen is the vast majority of their hurlers don't play football either, so they're dedicated hurlers, so that's a big advantage.
Diarmuid Kelleher there with a score, and he's put it back to a 3-point game, shall we say. It's 111 to 11 points here. Good score there from Diarmuid Kelleher. After, again, good work ahead of him to create that opportunity for him, as Peter Poignard looking for a teammate ahead. Referee whistling him, telling him to get on with it.
There could be a sting in the tail here yet. You wouldn't know that just a goal between them with just 5 minutes to play, so to see how this goes.
Good piece of skill there by O'Hagan. O'Hagan's gone in long, but it's gone to the left and wide, and just evades the Clooneen players. It comes out here now towards Cian Mallon. Cian Mallon now with a bit of space. He's been chased down by the Clooneen defender, but he off in a bit of a burst and gets a good ball in there. It's coming towards Enda Morton, but it's won by, actually there's a free for a foul on Cian Mallon, and it's going to be a free in for the Carrick side.
Yeah, I didn't actually see that myself, but Gus is signalling that it was an elbow on Cian as he was striking the ball there. So I'm sure Carrick won't question that, they'll take it gladly. So Clement again, it's exactly on the halfway line, just to the left of the post, exactly on the halfway line, sun in his eyes. So we'll see how this goes. Clement, if this goes over, it'll set up for a rousing finale, I'd say.
A bit of a run from Cian Mallon, but he's not going to worry about that. He shoots from distance, and that's gone, looks to be wide of the post, and took a while for that one to be decided. The umpire wasn't quite sure, but it's gone to the left of the post, and we remain 3 points between the sides here as we approach the full-time whistle. 2.5 minutes left of regulation. There will be a couple added, but how many remains to be seen. We'll find out in 2 minutes. But again, Peter Poignard taking his time with this puck out. He sends it long down the middle of the field, and it's going to land right on top of a couple of Carrick players. Falls straight to Shane Crowe. Crowe with the ball down the far side. Will it be intercepted by James Rooney? It is. Rooney doesn't quite manage to get it up, but it breaks nicely for Clooneen, and now it's in possession of Dylan McDermott. McDermott with an effort from distance is going to go to the left and wide, and I suppose really I think he hit the goalkeeper on the way out, in fact, but coming in just to let the linesman know what's left. We might even see hand gestures here.
Carrick have moved Conor Byrne up. I think it's an all or nothing situation now at the moment. It's going to be route one, all hands on deck sort of stuff. So,
a little conflab between James McCaffrey here on the line and the referee Gus Chapman about what's left. We might see a hand signal from McCaffrey just to give the game away in a second, but either way we'll see the clock in just a moment or two. He's keeping his hands close to his chest. He's not giving anything away just yet, but it's broken down here by Carrick, and it's going to be Gavin O'Brien in possession, but it's intercepted by Pierce Dolan. Pierce Dolan can't quite get the ball up, does it at the second attempt, and he probably overcarried the ball there, I think, but he gets away with it this time. And it's going to be the cornerback Patrick Clerkin. Clerkin sends the ball down into the corner towards Martin Feeney. Martin Feeney in possession down there on the 13-metre line. Gets back in control here. No support really from him. And back seems to be fouled, but seems to get away with it anyway. The referee has said that Feeney fouled his man. That's great defensive play by Carrick.
3 normal gone Russia, Gerald. Short with at least 3 minutes additional time at the end of this game.
And 3 minutes announced by Sean O'Sullivan here on the PA in Abbott Money Park. Sean McDermott. We have just over 15 seconds of regulation, so about 3 minutes or so to be played here, as Lorcan Donnan is sent back to where the free happened by the officials on the far side of the field.
And I think realistically now, with 3 minutes left, with the way things go, 3 minutes left and 3 points in it, Carrick will need a goal to get back into this.
It's good work by Clooney as they break, but it's going to be a kicked ball in there. It comes out on the far side here to Brendan Delaney.
He's going to call it back for a free. There was a free on Conor Byrne there when he won that ball, and Gus let play develop to see what transpired, and there was no advantage to Carrick, so it's going back to a free for Carrick on the 45 metre line.
So we can expect this one probably to be dropped in around the house, I'd imagine, at this stage. But we're seeing a bit of reaction from the crowd here in terms of they're looking to urge Carrick across the line. It's been a fabulous couple of weeks for the Carrick GA community. They seem to have won nearly everything: the minor football, the senior football, the ladies intermediate championship last weekend, and now of course they are just struggling at this point in time, but that is a point, puts them inside a score of Clooney, and for the first time in most of the second half, it's 1-11 to Clooney, 12 points to Carrick here. 2 points remain. There's 2 minutes of added time left, according to Gus Chapman, the referee. What can happen here? Carrick need to win this puck out, and that has dropped short, and it's come inside here to Carrick, and that's Enda Morton. He's got pace, he's got effort, he goes down in. Oh, what a save from Peter Poignard! That is a phenomenal save. That could be the winner of this game for Clooney, and that was a chance for Carrick to bury this game.
Fantastic chance, yeah, well made as well. Colin Morton won the ball into his brother Enda. Great shot from Enda. He could do nothing else. Great shot from Enda, but a really fantastic save by Peter Poignard. Peter Poignard has been very impressive in goals today. He has done absolutely nothing wrong. His puck outs have been excellent. His saves have been brilliant. That was a really good save. Difficult shot to save. Save that gone out for 65. And I think with that could be Carrick's chance gone as well. Although you can never say never. It's a 65 here at this stage. And 2 points is a very, very dangerous lead in any GAA match. And remind hurling.
We've 2 of the 3 minutes played at this point. Clement Caniff with the ball. It's 2 point game, 12 points to 1-11. He strikes the ball from 65. He's gone for the point, and that has gone over the bar. It's a 1 point game, and the referee has gone in for a chat. The umpire put his hand up. The referee doesn't seem too happy about that. The crowd are getting incensed, and the referee was well positioned to see that himself, but no, and he has indicated a wide. Half the crowd happy, half the crowd jumping out of their seats. This game has absolutely everything. Carrick now, one more roll of the dice. 25 seconds left of the 3 minutes added here in Abbott Money Park. Sean McDermott, to put it in context, this is the biggest margin we've had in this final at the end of 60 minutes in years.
In 4 years at least, yeah.
And so, we're still as tight as this. Well won there by Manor, and that's a great pair of hands from Pierce Dolan as he finds Martin Feeney. Martin Feeney takes it to the corner. He's not too worried at this stage. He's dropped the ball, but it's going to break on. It's a wide ball. He's just rolled over the end line, I think. And it's going to be a chance.
Did very, very well there. Really impressed with Pierce Dolan. He's winning a lot of ball and getting it in very smartly.
Lorcan Donlan finds Enda Morton. He had that goal chance a minute ago. He's off. He's got pace to burn here. He's got players around him. He's going to go himself. Plays inside there to a teammate, and it's inside. And they're over there to Colin Morton. Colin Morton into the back of the net. And we have a goal. Could that be to the side that we talked about late goals? Great run from Enda Morton. He finds Colin Morton. And Carrick lead for the first time in over half an hour. And this could be the winner of the game, 112 to 111. What a finish. And the referee has played the final. Oh, yes. We talked about this being the biggest margin of victory. It hasn't. It's actually another defeat. Carrick have snatched victory.
Incredible finish. The Morton boys did the business. Oh, absolutely incredible. And they won the ball out around his own 65, carried it in, sensible hand pass into Colin. Colin put it across the square, and Donald pulled on it in the air, ended up in the back of the net. A dramatic finish here. Huge finish. We were talking about 2-point lead been a dangerous lead, and that's the way it turned out. Incredible finish, literally the last puck of the game. There wasn't even time for the puck out there. So an incredible finish. You'd have to feel sorry for Clooney. You really have to feel sorry for Clooney. Tactically, they were shrewder. They played really well up front. But Carrick never gave up, in fairness to them. And I was sort of critical of the Carrick full forward line throughout the game, the ball not sticking in there. But when they needed to do it, when the men needed to stand up, they did. They did stand up. Enda Morton, Colin Morton, Donald Morton, full forward line created the score when they needed it most. Clement never gave up. Conor Byrne kept driving them on. Tom McNavola played really well, even though he was in an unfamiliar position. So really, it's a reward for never giving up. The things didn't go right for them. They missed frees. Their quality wasn't great at times. Their touch wasn't great at times. But they never gave up, and I think it's a just reward for them. A dramatic finish, incredible finish.
So you only have to be ahead at 1 point in the game, and that's when the final whistle is blown. And that's indeed how Carrick Hurling have secured the title after a gap of a year. It's their 4th title in 5 seasons, and they'll be delighted with that. But again, from a neutral point of view, looking in, Kevin, the county hurling final always seems to deliver. It mightn't have the level that you'd expect in other counties, but in terms of the competition and that tight between two really committed teams, it really does deliver one of the best spectacles of the year.
Oh, it does, yeah. And like as I say, the proof is the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And the last 4 years, teams there's been literally one puck of the ball in it for the last 4 or 5 years. The two teams are very committed. They know each other inside out, but at the same time, there's still no niggly, there's still no nastiness involved. And lads, give it everything. And as a spectacle, as entertainment, as a passionate local GAA game, you won't get any better than a Leitrim hurling final for the last 4 or 5 years, in my opinion. And the standard of hurling has improved year on year. There's quality stuff out there. We've seen players like Gavin O'Hagan, Pierce Dolan, Peter Poignant in goals there. The Carrick lads that I mentioned earlier, all top quality hurlers. Really, they can compete with anybody at their own level. So, as I said, for entertainment, for excitement, for commitment, and for quality of play, you will not beat a Leitrim hurling final for the last 4 or 5 years. And it's credit to both teams. And I must say, I'd like to compliment Gus Chapman as well, the referee. Sometimes we're very abusive with referees, etc., and critical. But Gus has let the game flow very, very sensibly today, communicated brilliantly with all the players, and it just led to a great game of hurling.
There's nothing more left for me to do, only to call on, is it Larkin Donlan?